recording.
Okay. We will call the Admin and Finance Standing Committee meeting for Monday, March 23rd at 7:30 a.m. in the City Council chambers to order. Approve the March 9th minutes AI summary.
Make a motion to approve the March 9th minutes summary. Still March, but not, anyway.
Yes. I will second. Any discussion, any other changes? Thanks, Jeremy.
Just in the email, I noticed that the AI, when you say mils, it'll often say millions.
Yes.
Ooh.
That can make a difference in meaning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we'll just,
kind of watch out for that, maybe.
Yep.
okay, perfect. So, do we have that should be, do we need to correct those?
No, I
Oh,
edited it.
okay. I thought you did. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All those opposed? Same sign. All right. Main Street Board makeup discussion. Chelsea and I were at the Main Street meeting, and I think they want to formalize the board. And they had some suggestions for the Main Street, the mayor was also there, Main Street Committee membership.
Is that a new thing to the agenda? Sorry.
Yeah, it was on,
Yeah, never look at the one she sends you, always look at the one Lonnie sends you, because it will always change.
Yes.
Never look at the wedge.
The one I
First
sent. You can look at the
copy.
one I send, because that's like a draft agenda.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
because then
Okay, fair
because
enough.
then if
Sorry.
there's other things we have to add, we will, between then and when it's posted. So, I don't know, Chelsea, you can chime in here too. They had, I think, at least 5 people that they were
Yeah.
thinking we should draw from.
Their recommendations were a city council member, a planning board member, either the planner or the administrative role, but then Dave clarified that he wants both of those. A member of the community foundation, and a member of the business alliance, the chamber director.
Yeah.
Am
And
I
then,
missing anything?
we had Red Lodge Business Alliance,
Mm-hmm.
chamber director or a representative from the chamber, but typically, the chamber director. We were deleting,
They also recommended T-bid, but I told them that's not necessary.
and we deleted the planning board and
Yep.
zoning commission. They
Yep.
had that on there because we have the
Planner.
the planner / and admin representative on there.
Yep.
That pretty much takes care of the planning board.
And then
And then,
2 ad hoc individuals, like 2 people that don't necessarily fit any of these roles. And so, again, there's gonna be some people that can potentially be a representative of multiple, but I think across the board, we wanted a minimum of 5 people on the board.
yes. And we actually were saying, 7 would be better.
Yeah.
In case people are
Yeah,
gone.
don't show
It's
up.
hard to,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you don't pick people if they're not gonna be on the board consistently,
But at the
but
same time,
life
you have to,
happens.
yeah, people do things like it.
so.
Again, and I've been on boards that are supposed to have 5 and vacancies happen too,
Yeah.
specifically, and that's one of the biggest issues. Like, so I mean, T-bid, for instance, we were going through a stint where we only had 3 members. We couldn't get anybody because there was
Yeah.
so much transition happening in the hoteliers' businesses in town, so.
Yes.
Is this gonna be a problem of getting a quorum on, like, if you had too many?
7,
Or do they even need a quorum? It's like, what's?
I don't think you necessarily,
I think there will be times where you need a
You all
quorum.
have in your inbox as of now, you have 3 copies, because what we'll need from the council ultimately is a resolution of intent on it to form the board, and then they will make their own bylaws and we can get them a copy. But I had Danae send me 3 copies, which I have forwarded on to all of you. So you have 3 of those to work from and kind of, and if you want hard copies, I can get you hard copies right now.
okay.
So these are just 3.
Examples.
Just
Yeah.
3 ones that we've done in the past.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
How is this related? Oh,
So we gotta.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, so, it's just, we're going to, basically cancel this resolution.
I like the second one because it's actually establishing the renewal board, so like the middle of those two, the 3614.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I think that's what it needs to be, is an establishment.
declaring it, because
Yeah.
two of those are intentions, and then one of them is actually an establishing, and I think this
Yep.
is more of an establishing.
Mhm.
So just to back up, we've had the Main Street program for
Since 2000,
ever, right? For a
we
while.
brought it back in
Red Lodge,
2016.
Red Lodge the community,
Right.
not Red Lodge the city.
Yeah.
I see. So
And-
now the city's involved with it.
That's
So-
right, we talked about codifying that in the.
Right, and it's because there's grant money out there, and we want to get that available to, it's everybody in that, designated downtown area by that map, and we want the cities now involved, so we need to make it
And for the record, the city was involved before.
what?
It's not officially is.
Yeah, we weren't the official
We
designated
weren't the
contact, where now that is the situation.
Right.
Where essentially the foundation is tired of doing it, and they want to pass it off onto us, which is fine.
Well, and I
think
don't know that they're necessarily tired, they don't want, they could be tired.
Did the foundation have a form of a board of some kind doing basically the
It-
same thing, or?
It was
just
very,
kind of ad hoc?
yeah,
It was Bill Foisey and whoever he reached out to that week.
it was Sherry Weimer, Bill Boise,
And then,
Mary Beth,
yeah, members of the Roosevelt.
Kat,
Yeah,
and then when, Courtney had been involved in it,
Yeah.
Courtney Long from the city.
and that's,
And that was pretty much the board,
yeah.
so.
So
And
people who cared, but not
Yeah.
necessarily an official.
But Bill's
Exactly.
ending his timeframe.
And that's also it too, is the Main Street, program has put on additional requirements, making it a little bit more formalized where it wasn't before.
Well, it's probably good.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
The first time we had it, it was part of our EDC, when we became a Main Street.
yeah.
And when the EDC went away, that went away, so we lost it, and we were lucky enough to get it back,
Gotcha, okay.
because there's a lot of benefits
Yeah.
to it. It's all about, protecting our downtown and enhancing our downtown Main Street so that it doesn't go away like it has in so many other communities.
Mhm.
So that's the real goal, whether it's preservation of buildings or added enhancements or, that kind of stuff. So, okay, so if anybody has any more input on that, I guess we'll get this resolution worked on so we can have an actual resolution next week. Not next week, but next
Next meeting.
next meeting.
Yeah.
So,
Which I think,
yeah,
don't we get a nice little break?
break,
This
we
one's a
do.
longer one.
Yeah, I think we get 3 weeks, that'll be great.
Yeah, I'm going out of
Yeah.
town for a week, so,
Are you? Nice.
it's for work, but it's still like going to Arizona where it's gonna be warm and
That's cool.
Yeah.
That counts.
I might go golfing. I don't know. I'm getting a tattoo. That's,
I saw
that's
people
fun.
out on the golf course the other day. It's like crazy.
I mean, it's a real estate conference, so I mean, I guess it's kind of like,
That's vacation.
yeah, no, realtors are hilarious.
I bet they are. Okay.
All right,
All right.
authorized, so,
Okay, so we will,
No.
can we, we'd like to get a resolution drawn up by, I guess we have 3 weeks. So,
A comment on this.
yes,
URD, to me, the resolution of establishing is the right answer. However, I will call out that URD and Planning Board are both dictated by specific code about this is how you
Right.
do it, versus
Yeah.
like the pool committee example and the others, those, because to me, establishing feels better than a resolution of intent, because
right.
but this one specifically refers to code that's
Okay.
not going to apply to here. So we may have, it may just be, because we're a city of self-governing powers, and Chelsea can come up with some language about why Main Street program is, why we're doing, just kind of like for the
Oh.
resolution part.
okay,
Whereas is,
yeah, I can do some whereases.
Okay,
whereas this is important for such and such.
right, yeah.
This is important to make town look pretty, is that how I write it?
I know. Do you wanna work on that, or you want me to help you with it?
Apparently I'm working on that.
Okay, I'm like, I was gonna volunteer,
I was
but.
just saying, you could, and include Chelsea, because she's on
Yeah.
that, oh, you're on that too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm happy about it.
Okay, I'm glad you're happy about it.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, we were all there.
Chelsea and I know, all three, Jeremy was the only one that wasn't there. If you wanna come, you can sure start coming.
Yeah.
They're once a week,
You keep
11
right
o'clock.
where it-
You can, yeah,
It was-
exactly.
It was,
Okay. I will help you, Chelsea, write that if you,
I'll just come up with, yeah, I'll work on it.
okay,
I'll do it while I'm on a plane or something. It'll be good.
okay.
Honestly, with not drinking anymore, I'll probably be hanging out in a hotel room for a good chunk of this trip, so.
I'm just, where are you going?
Scottsdale for a business conference.
Good morning.
It's actually a ninja training, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna come back as a ninja.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
So
why
we
they
won't
did
see
that.
you then.
Okay. I know when you get back, oh boy.
Going full jump.
Daddy jokes.
Uh,
Okay, where is that here?
So now authorizing RLECF to prepare the, I thought we already did that, didn't we?
Huh?
The public health and safety.
Oh,
grant application.
we have not, we have not, no, this is the,
Oh, I'm looking at, I am
wait,
looking
what?
at some
Okay.
old minutes.
Yeah.
Apologies.
so, yeah. So here's, the public health and safety grant application. So we have to have a resolution to authorize the submission of it. And then we have to talk about the budget allocation of resources for construction of a new police department facility. So. But they don't all have to be done at the same time, correct? I mean, it's kind of, we just need the resolution like now, right, to apply for the grant?
No, yeah, so this is just saying there's two things associated to that. One
Right.
of them is, remember, that we want to include it when we build out our budget.
Correct.
And then the second one is, we actually need a resolution to authorize the submission of it.
Right. Okay.
I was
Okay.
thinking, I'm gonna go check with Danae, because I was thinking there was one that I already signed because we thought it was not.
When we had our city council meeting, I was told we had to create a resolution so you can, to authorize the
Yeah.
submission of that grant.
I'm gonna go validate, thank you.
I think she sent a follow-up email on it today, didn't she?
Not to I. Okay. Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, how are you? I just heard public health and safety and turned around, so.
Yeah, I know, I'm glad you did, I'm glad you
did.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so budget allocation for resources for the construction of the new police department facility. And we need to remember to put that in. Do we have any rough numbers of what we need?
For the construction?
Yeah.
It's a 25% match, I believe the project price was,
Did you get the handout? The match is like 487,000 or something like
yes.
that.
Okay.
I believe something that I need to discuss with the mayor, but I believe there's 300,000 earmarked for land acquisition.
Yeah.
There's an additional 50,000 that I requested for, preliminary architectural fees, stuff like that.
Yep.
$30,000, roughly.
And I did ask at the city council meeting that it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same budget year, the allocation.
Yes.
That we could do
Yep.
part of it out of this next year and then the rest out of, so we'd be set for this year, this coming year, the 20, well, in our preliminary resort tax budget, we have those two in there for sure.
Okay. I mean, and I feel like,
And then we do the other 130.
cool. Do we have any preliminary budgets yet? No. Not yet.
Just what we've been working on in resort tax.
Apparently Dave does. He raised his hand.
I have an update. We do not need to do anything yet because we're not doing the submission. The reason it's on our agenda is so that we can talk about that we will need to do the grant matching portion of it. So those are kind of more,
So we're not gonna need a resolution to authorize you to apply for it?
not yet. they gotta tell us we get to, and then we can, and at that point, we'll do it.
Oh, right.
Huh.
Okay,
'Cause the
So we
original-
will eventually. So
the
you weren't
original
wrong in
request
hearing
was,
that.
can we apply?
okay.
Yeah. And so we did the first letter, and that had a couple of letters of support, but that was not a committal, so I went ahead and did that. That was the one that I did submit. But we're waiting for them to tell us. But Danae said at this point, the only thing we need to be talking about is, yes, that we're gonna have to budget for it, and basically have a resolution that probably at that point that says, yes, we are able to provide the matching funds.
Okay. So I guess, number one, I mean, the location, and we need to talk about, like, where, I mean, I'm understanding it's over by,
So we submitted that as a potential, and this
Okay.
is proving to be a very hot spot item, by the way.
yeah,
And particularly after wasn't even after the URD meeting, it was, which meeting it was. But it was one of those, it is not a done deal yet.
Okay.
Because there's additional land that's over there within, I think what the concern was, you're doing this in the middle of the URD and we haven't decided what the URD is going to look at and you're messing up our vision, I think is kind of what the comment was. And so,
That was the only comment that I had too, is like, if URD can be part of that conversation, like, will it fit into that vision and how it would look?
yeah, and so right now, there's a plan that was drawn up for that specific piece of land, because when you present it, you have to present, look, this is real. But there's a possibility that we could end up with land on either side of it. Because right now, there's AY and there's the batch supply, and we have a strip of land in the middle.
oh, okay,
And so what they're concerned, and we had told, they had come to us at one point in time with a proposal to use that for housing right there.
mhm,
And after talking it over with Brian and the planners, we said no. And the reason was because to build something right in the middle kind of dictated everything around it, particularly if it was 3 bungalows.
okay,
This is a lesser extent, but at the same time, if we build something there, it impacts stuff around it. I don't think we're at a point that we have to make that conversation yet. I think it's a perfectly suitable place. But so is the top of the hill, so is, name a dozen different
okay, so
spots.
the place hasn't been,
It's a placeholder.
Okay.
Maybe that's what we call it.
Okay. okay,
Opportunities, so what I'm hearing, because I have only heard just I've been conversation adjacent to the design location discussions. Like, I have heard people talking about it who know what's going on, and I am not in the loop of what that design looks like, where that plan, I just recently heard about this plan, and not even like as a plan, just like, again, eavesdropping, basically. So I think that is something that when presenting for the budget, having a little bit more solidified, and I think regardless, we have to plan for the match. That's where my head is. Like, I don't, like, no matter where it's going, what is happening, we need to do this, we know we need to do this. But I'd like to see, personally, these plan ideas and where they could potentially fit. And I think, more so in terms of admin and finance world, like, we just need to know what that match is and what it's gonna be going towards, and then ideally what the long-term commitment looks like. So, does any of that make sense? Sorry, that was a lot of words coming out right now.
And I think there's a good start on it because we had allocated $300,000 in the reserve tax budget for last year for a land acquisition, which.
was that last year or this year?
Well, the current year, sorry. And
Yeah.
our last time we budgeted, we have 300,000. And so I
Oh.
think rolling that over.
Okay, I was
with a
thinking it
different-
was for this coming budget, but it was in.
I think it's in this current one.
I thought it was for this coming one. Or-
As far as, no, you're fine. As far as, information and updates, I provided packets to all council members before I left, last public health and safety. I think I made
Yeah.
copies for the entire council, just to kind of
Yeah,
Okay.
it
bring
was,
everybody up to speed. Was it missing stuff, or?
I don't think I got
Does
that.
it have the map in it, the
No.
drawing?
I don't-
What he's talking about?
No.
So Brian had done a rough, a manual grid paper draw out, and then the chief had signed off on that. I know, and by the way, Brian's gone this week, so I won't have that before tomorrow. But my understanding is they sent that off and actually had it turned into like a computerized version of it as well.
I can print that right now.
Do you have it? Yes, would you go print some? Thank you.
Yeah, I just don't think I got that
Cool.
packet.
Well, it was passed out at council,
Yeah, I
at
don't
the
know
end
if
of council.
At the end of council, so
Or it
it's
was,
weird.
or it might have been at the beginning of council, but,
I think I threw it in everybody's spot before, because I left
Gotcha.
public health and safety.
yeah.
I wasn't able to stay for council, so I
Yeah.
tried to put one.
No,
packet on
yeah,
everybody.
I apologize.
It was-
I
it was
think that
like
that
Front and
may have
back, 4
got-
pages of writing.
Okay, well, yeah, I also got several of those last meeting.
Yeah, so it was in,
That's why I
it was
hate having
in,
shit and printing. Sorry,
Yeah.
one a day, right? One a day.
yeah, so that was, it was,
That's
it
why
was.
you wanted meetings on 2 different days. No.
Anyway, yeah, so,
Yeah, but, sorry, apologies,
No,
I
that's
guess
okay.
I'm behind on it, but basically all I'm saying is, even before we have finalized plans
we
and all of
have
that,
not talked about it.
yeah,
It was commented on in, council, I think, last time from Public Health and Safety. We got that handout. That's all we've received.
Okay.
That's it.
yeah,
So you're not, everybody's in the
Okay.
same, yeah, we're all right there with you. So
Yeah.
don't feel bad. So,
so basically all I am trying to say on this is, to get this into our budget is to have, one, we're gonna have to budget for this match, but I think having a more solidified, not necessarily solid, but good rough estimate of what the long-term commitment is going to be for this project.
And,
So that way, it's not just budgeting for this year, but future.
out of there.
and Jody, also a request that is for this year's budget was 50,000, which is the PAR.
Right,
Which
yeah,
is
no.
basically gonna answer
Yeah.
all the other questions that you were asking for, like what's
Right.
it gonna cost, what's
Yeah.
the practicality of it? Is there a site 1, is there a site 2? And that's when a site's gonna be recommended, because that PAR,
We'll go through all of
so,
that.
so there, but now there's
No, I
two
meant,
different things. There's a
but
PAR for
you have
50K
that-
that's a
The
request.
link.
There is
Yeah,
also
share Google
going to
Drive.
be an allocation, the 300 formerly land, as I'm just starting
Yeah.
myself, change to match.
Yeah, and then, like I said, I asked at city council if this could be over a 2-year period, so the extra 130,000, can we get that?
I'm excited.
From,
I like seeing plans.
yeah,
Thank you.
from the next
First
year's
I've seen this
budget,
too,
so
you guys are good. It is? The first time seeing this one, I saw the hand sketch
I
one.
thought maybe you
I
could
thought
have.
we included that.
the
Well, it
Google
goes to my
link.
other email, and I have my Google email.
Oh, okay,
I don't
never
think
mind,
it wasn't given
okay,
to
let
me.
me see.
Come on.
You guys get a pool? Sorry, that's me being smart ass. Cool.
With the property that we had in mind and that this was sketched and designed for, I believe that, I have to get my,
Here's the drive link, let me grab it here.
But this is a pretty flexible plan. You could drop this on a lot of different pieces of property.
Yeah.
this would be Beartooth Way and then Broadway Avenue or Highway 212.
Okay.
Along the top is the.
I'm trying to think of how Brian explained it.
Just
Front
show me the
public
Broadway line. This is Broadway here.
Beartooth Way.
This is Beartooth Way along the, okay.
And then Broadway Avenue.
So Broadway's on the bottom.
Right.
Cool.
Just to summarize, the URD is considered,
Level 1 this year.
city-owned land is kind of at a premium in the URD, and that's something where we could do some kind of affordable housing land lease or something.
Yep.
So they just want to be part of the
And
Topic
when you're
conversation.
talking to people,
Yeah.
and you say level 1,
Okay.
level 2,
Great.
level 3, realize they're gonna be thinking
Yeah.
about floors.
And that's
So
one
level
thing
1,
that we've been
2,
talking
level
about
2,
with
security or-
zoning is, like,
Okay. So,
I don't know, this will be interesting. Just trying
so,
to visualize it.
Dave, that capital, that was not in this, that was in this coming year's
That-
budget, the 300,000.
300, okay, so that and the 50 are both
Both in this coming year,
in this
yeah,
coming year's budget, sort of a thing, so.
right,
Okay,
yeah, I just pulled up the resort tax budget.
thank you.
So that is, it's a line item in capital projects, for this next year,
We'll just change the
including
wording of it.
the police station PAR and the community, and the, land acquisition, so. So, yeah, I mean, and then we could always, if it's possible, to do the other 130 the following year.
Perfect.
And And by the way, that land acquisition could still be used for this project and would still count toward match if there's another location that's identified as a better,
Yeah, well, there's also,
but again, that's the
Yeah.
PAR's job.
so is the land over by Lions Park, is that also in the urban renewal district?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
Outside of it.
okay. The land that isn't part of the dedicated park, we have all those lots over there by that Northwestern Energy lot.
Right.
Well,
Wait, what?
sorry,
Are
you
those-
said Lions Park?
You said-
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm
sorry,
not,
that's
I'm
where I was
like,
confused, I'm like,
Lions
I'm
Park,
like,
yeah.
no, I mean Coal Miners
Coal Miners
Park,
Park,
yeah,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, so that is in the URD as well.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so we'd run into the same issue there then. Kind of
Well,
brainstorming.
this is a discussion point, it's not a,
Well, and again, I don't necessarily think it's an issue. Where would you like it, Greg?
He just wants it.
I've always thought that it's a good presentation when you're entering into municipalities, like, Cody's a prime example. As soon as you cross the river and you drive past the law enforcement center, before you get into downtown Cody, I think it's a good look, depending on how it looks.
Yeah.
I think it sends the right message to the community and visitors to have it, right at the front window.
Yeah.
On the north side, personally.
How would you feel about having apartments above it?
Above the police department?
Yeah.
I don't know if they would like that.
there was someplace we were that they were saying they were, in the URD meeting, they were actually telling us about a location that does that, and we were all joking, it's like, I bet they don't have a lot of complaints in those apartments. I bet that's not where the problem's from.
Apartments for officers?
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
That,
For new
well,
hires?
it could be. I
Yeah.
mean, that might be a possibility.
We would probably run into conflict with, like, a lot of our, I don't know, I mean, like, I don't know, I'd have to speak with, Landon about it, but like chain of custody with evidence, siege laws, stuff like that, vehicle impound.
Okay, yeah.
There is some place that's done it, or reportedly, because it came up in the last meeting, somebody's talking about they converted an old existing building, and then they converted the main floor to their police facilities, and their second floor was apartments. So I'm trying to think if that was the urban renewal where that conversation came up, and it's like,
That's
well,
where I
that's
heard it, yeah.
interesting. Pardon?
That's where I heard it as well.
Yeah, well, so the urban renewal, it's like, well, I bet they don't have a lot of,
Yeah.
complaints and
I'll
problems.
manage
for
those.
apartments.
Like.
It's an interesting thought.
And you're just.
So
Good response.
Okay.
One conversation I think that's worth having, and I'm not sure if this is the place for it, but repurposing other buildings just with what's going on with the county, I'm sure that's stuff that you've discussed.
Sure.
And is that still something that's an option on the table, or is it new department that is the goal?
The grant actually specifies new buildings, so this
Okay.
particular funding opportunity, my understanding is it will not work.
Or
Like if we
rehab,
wanted
or
to
just
buy
remodeling.
their little, if we wanted to buy the admin building,
Or
This is,
or the
courthouse,
the
or.
courthouse, or,
which courthouse? The county?
Mhm.
well, I was thinking more their admin, where First Interstate, yeah.
The
US
one that
National
they're gonna be out of in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just like the police department, I mean, like the county's ran into an issue with their building as well. Their building's
Yeah.
fairly old.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's not handicap accessible either.
It's not ADA compliant, no.
Yeah.
They have,
I thought that was the main
Okay.
one.
the sheriff can speak to it better than I can.
Yeah.
The way the grant specifically reads and how Ryan and like the mayor just reiterated was, grant for a new
New
building.
construction. Okay, that was all. Just wanted to, again.
No, I understand where you're coming from, and there's, I mean, like, obviously, if, you know, I could wave a wand and turn an existing building into a police department, it's certainly an option, but this just seems like to make the best sense.
The one tweak I'll add to that is the fire got it, and it's an addition to an existing building, but it's not a remodel an existing building.
It's an addition, right?
Yeah.
So there's still new construction going on.
Yeah.
Can the grant be used to contribute to the county's project? Like, could it be, like, expand their vision a little bit?
I don't know if we've explored that now.
Just curious. Take a question.
Yeah.
I believe that, obviously, we do share resources, the city and the county do share resources, offices, stuff like that, but I believe keeping the departments,
separated in
You wouldn't
different buildings.
necessarily want them in the same building anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never been in the same building. Would it work? Maybe, but it's more surefire to have separate buildings. Although,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the law enforcement agencies with city and county get along famously. We have, since I've taken over, and, I don't foresee any problems in the future, but it's just,
Who knows?
It's not good to be roommates.
And we have,
Don't want to
we
be
have,
roommates, right?
every
Sure.
time they've had conversations, we've talked about utilizing them for our holding. I mean, that's kind of their responsibility anyway, but we have had talks about fitting our stuff into their building since the beginning. Invariably, they bring up that historically, the city and the county of, you may recall, we used to have our court facilities over in that, and that ended over paper clips. So there is some hesitance to go
Gunshot.
interlocals that way, so there's certainly a benefit to not, but it's not, it remains part of the conversation.
Okay, just curious.
Yep, just asking the questions that people are going to ask, for sure.
sure.
Right, definitely.
right.
Okay. All right, well, I guess we won't worry about the resolution. We will,
And the budget for it.
yeah, and, we'll have to bring this up at our next resort tax board meeting too. Unless you just want to leave it as land acquisition. Do you want to present this at the next resort tax board meeting? Or as, of converting over the, or you just want to leave it as land acquisition at this point?
I think it'd be smart.
I think, have you changed the name as as council's representative of it? I think relabeling is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that's a smart idea. Just one, clarity, and,
Okay,
but also just, if you get into the nitty-gritty
If
of
you
it.
give us an ability to say yes and confirm on those grant
Okay.
funds.
it's over a month away, is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess. Jeremy, will you remind me, please? Thank you. I know. Well, he's on the resort tax board meeting committee with me, so, okay. All right. And you'll be at that meeting too to explain things. That'll be good.
Possibly, probably,
Okay.
potentially.
Any other questions for the chief at this point in time before we move on?
I'm excited for you. New buildings are fun.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I am excited too, but I don't wanna, I wanna save that until it's,
Until you get the grant?
Break ground.
Sure, I mean, yeah.
Given that we got it for the fire district, they're gonna perceive that as for Red Lodge. That works as a point against us in my mind, because what they're doing, those congressmen are spending around dollars to buy votes, if we,
Yeah, he's not running though. Oh, or it's Troy down, no, wait, he's
Yeah,
running.
this is down. I'm just,
No.
that's what they're doing is, look, we're doing everything for your community, and so my fear
Yeah.
is they're already demonstrating that they're doing something for the Red Lodge community, and if
I
they
got
look like they're going for somebody else's community, they've said, no, put in and we're eligible for it. I wouldn't kick Greg
Well,
out.
no, not
Yeah,
every
I'd go down
community
to
wants
number
state
4.
funds, look at Laurel.
Yeah, I had a meeting, I had a Zoom meeting with a couple of his managers, and the consensus after that meeting was pretty hopeful.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so to me, I think the most contentious thing, or the biggest thing, is gonna be like, where's it gonna be at? What's it gonna look like, and, you know, especially if it's in, like you say, the URD, figuring out how that looks with the rest of the plan for the URD, or do we
One of
have
the
it?
reasons I like this there is that the number of neighbors who are gonna say, I don't want that next door to me is not.
Well, we also have up on, you know, where they're also looking at the ice skating rink. I don't know,
Which is just outside.
which is just outside the URD, but I don't know. I think, you know, we have time to have those conversations, and maybe they'll have a better idea of what they want the URD to look like by the time we come down with.
Oh, because we haven't even done the PAR yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That PAR is gonna be where you take this and they come back to us with a recommendation based on
Yeah.
data, and then
So-
we're making a decision. So to me, like I said, at this point, these are ideas, but until there's a PAR, don't argue over stuff that the
Right.
facts aren't in there yet. That would be like the first meeting we had on the ice rink, saying,
Right.
guys, we don't have the information yet.
Right, exactly. So I think, you know,
Well,
that'll,
the conversation started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the important piece. It's not that you're arguing over it, it's you're identifying the concerns ahead of time so that you can identify them when it's appropriate.
Yeah.
So I think that, again, one of my concerns with having it at the URD is specifically if URDs are for generating tax value, so having a non-tax property is the issue for me.
Yep,
But
that is
that's
the correct,
the only-
that is the correct concern in that
So I
conversation.
believe neighborhoods being built around a police department would assume it's a safe area, which could generate the tax.
And again, I see the side of both. You wanna buy my property? I mean,
Where-
put it there. It's right by the fire department, actually.
Are you just west of it?
I'm just, just west. I'm the one on the corner, right
You're
by
on
the
Third
street.
Street, Third Street then?
Yep. It'd be actually a good spot for it.
We have to be careful about having that conversation, and you'd have to refuse.
I'm just trying to think of what it would-
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not selling my house, like. I was mostly doing that in jest.
I'm just making sure it's
Oh, you're
for the
taking me
record.
serious
I
here.
know.
You could
No,
come over and
I was
like,
just
oh.
thinking, I was just thinking of which house it was.
Yeah.
so.
Okay, okay, all right, thank you so much
Thank you.
for your
Wait,
time.
don't leave yet.
What?
She's getting ahead of herself, because
Oh,
on
sorry.
number 4 is the public health and safety mill timeline.
Number
Okay,
5.
you mean number 5, we can do that first. Do you wanna do that first before the,
Is it number 5 on the later version? I'm looking
Yeah.
Yep.
at a pre-draft in.
Again, I think we just need to have timestamps on all of our agendas and documents, because there's so many versions that end up out in the
well,
universe.
he finished this one.
Yeah, they were done and out, and then Jody came and said, will you add something? So that's why.
Yeah, I added the Main Street Board makeup discussion, that's goofed up the
That's
numbers.
fine. No, it's,
Okay.
again, it's A,
All right.
okay, I'm just saying timestamps make sense.
So we have both the annexation of the Red Lodge Rural Fire Department, we need the resolution to initiate the petition. We have copies of that, don't we?
Can we, that's gonna be an extended conversation, so
Okay.
can we just hit the next one and talk about the
Sure.
deadline's August 10th?
Yeah, so the ballot deadline is August 10th, so we just need a timeline, for city council of, we need the ballot language done, which I believe is done.
Mhm.
And then we just need when it's going to hit, city council. We have to have our discussion, and then we have to have a vote, so. So it needs at least 2
So,
city council meetings
Yep.
before August 10th. So if we do them, I'd rather get them done in June,
okay.
so we can, if that's okay.
Is
Or
that
the
gonna
last
be a
meeting in June.
problem with budget, though? 'Cause that's right when we're gonna be doing budget stuff. Is it smart to get this out of the way now?
No, because you can't do anything with it until after the voters vote on it in November, so you can't count on it for
No,
budget anyway.
no.
What I'm saying is our meeting time.
Oh, right.
Like, how we're spending our meetings. I'd rather get this done, so we have it, it's ready, it's done to go.
Okay.
And then we'll be jumping into budgets in April. So,
Yeah,
I mean, if we can get this done at our next meeting
okay,
and.
We can have it
all in
The only
place.
thing I would change, and again, keeping in mind that this is Plan B or C, the Plan A being the fire district stuff we're gonna come back to, I would probably I would request that we change the amount to the 28, mills, just because of what we've lost over the last 20 years.
so for the public health and safety, you wanna ask for 28 mils?
23, yeah. And I think we need to, at a minimum, jump it to 24, which is what we've lost, somewhere between 24 and 8. This one was like an 18.63 sort of a thing, and it was addressing only police, which is a big significant part of it, but I also think it's a little bit of an under ask. If we do the fire mills, it's gonna be 21. I'd like that ask to be less than this ask, so that one's more likely to go through.
Okay. I didn't see that written down. That was a lot of mills.
Well, so, does everybody understand why the fire annexation is a better option?
Well, right now, it's,
Yes,
well, right
yes.
now,
It's 2 things with
Yeah.
one thing.
right, and it also frees up 28 mils versus,
It frees up
20.
28 for the city, and
Right.
and tax only go up 21 to the residents.
right,
That's the biggest difference, is we get a 28 increase and they see a 21 mil. We get a 28 mil increase and they only see a 21 mil increase for it.
right, what
And it solves the whole problem that mills is not the way to go going forward.
right, exactly. But I guess I don't wanna jack up this one so high that it won't pass either.
Yeah.
This,
So,
if this ever has to go to ballot, we have screwed up.
But let's write it like we've screwed up and we want it to
Yeah.
pass. Don't write it like we're gonna jack up the mills so much that no one's gonna vote for it.
Yeah, and don't act like we're not gonna have to potentially do this, because that's the whole reason we're having the discussion, because it is a potential that we have to do it.
Right,
We want the contingency written and ready.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, have the contingency prepared in advance.
So, you had chosen the mill amount. Was that in addition to what you're getting now from the general
In
fund?
general, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, pretty much, funding full-time position,
okay,
vehicle, equipment,
okay,
moving one full-time officer into a full-time investigator,
okay.
and bringing in additional, which would, yeah.
So to the mayor's point, in order for this to not just help the police department, but actually free up money in the general fund,
Mhm.
it needs to be more than just the 18 to hire the extra officer and do that. Otherwise,
I want to say 1893 or something.
Yeah.
It was about 19.
because otherwise, it's not fixing our general fund problem. It'd be nicer to have this higher so that it frees up some of the money in the general fund too, that we can lower the amount in the general fund that's going
Okay,
to public health and
I
safety.
see what's happening, okay.
Yeah,
So,
so,
And the reality is, you guys could come and pass that now, and we just don't turn it in until November, so to.
That's-
yes,
it's
yes,
It could
August,
be completely
yes,
done and passed now.
yeah,
right.
that's what my idea is, so we can get it off of this agenda, clear up this agenda for
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
budget.
So how,
Wouldn't that be a commitment to put it on the ballot?
it is,
Well, no, it's a request to put it on the ballot, which we're gonna withdraw, because we already have a request that we did last year to make grow facilities in
Yep.
Red Lodge not an option, and we never ended up putting it on the ballot because there ended up not being a ballot.
Yep.
So you can prepare it and
so that will
say it's
be
there.
on November's ballot though, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
we can put it on November,
Yeah.
and we've already done the paperwork for it.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying,
yeah.
we do the paperwork in
And it's not
advance.
that we're saying that they're not allowed, it's that the voters will be voting on whether or not they want grow operations in
Right.
town.
Correct.
And have a very high, thinking that they'll say no, because there's not really any place to put them.
Well, and that was, and it had the
And no
support
one
of
really
the
wanted
operators
that.
that were in town, because they don't, that's the part that brings a negative, or that
Yeah.
has a negative impact on neighbors.
Right. Okay, so let's move
My house
to here, I've
would be
got to
perfect
leave
for that, honestly.
early today.
Pardon?
My lot would be perfect for that, honestly. It's a really good
We're
lot.
saving that for the
So-
mud wrestling.
So let's
Also perfect.
refocus here, guys. So, to the mayor's point, I mean, I would want it to be able to pass if we do get to this point. Do we, I mean, and 3 more mills or 2 more mills, bumping it up to 21 is not necessarily going to free up enough in the general fund to help
We've lost
anything.
24%, and that was a year and a half ago. when we
Right.
did those calcs, so.
But we're also trying, with this specific ballot and, mill levy, we are asking for an increase in the police department's budget so that
Right.
they can do more.
Which is completely separate.
But right,
Yeah.
freeing up money in the general fund. So how many mills would we have to put it so that we could increase the police department's budget to hire that other officer, if we did not have the grant, because it's a commitment. I mean, yes, we'll have the grant to start out with, but 4 years down the road, when we no longer have the grant, how much do we have to increase our budget?
That I think is where that calculation
Came in. Okay,
originated
that makes
from.
sense. But how much do we need to increase the general fund?
I would say what we need to do is do the math and calculate how much we've lost since the state legislature did this to us, and that would be what we make it for. So
Okay.
that's like 23.5% or something like that. And I will say that in my mind, and if we've got that paperwork passed and this is ready to go on the ballot, that makes it, as we're going around and talking about the mills conversation, or the fire annexation conversation, it does say, get rid of the variable part right now, which is the 28, and do
Yep.
it for 21.
Right. So, do you know how many mills that would be?
I would say, let's get from the spreadsheet, let's update the spreadsheet. I can tell you right now, it's 23.24,
Okay,
the spreadsheet that we did has that amount in it. I could tell you what that amount is right now, but that's year-old information. is what I'm saying. And I would say update it.
If we did, just say 24 mils, then.
Sure.
What our taxable value is.
22.69% is what we've lost as of 2 years ago,
In
Can,
terms of buying power,
buyer's purchasing power.
can we, get what that broken
The
down?
updated number is?
Yeah, for the mills, so that we have it for next time. We'll have it, we can, does anybody have any questions on that, or any other suggestions on that, or?
I think end of the day, ask for what you need, make a clear statement of why you need it, and that's all you can do. Like, but again, it's better to ask for what you need, I think, in this situation, versus having to do it again down the road, because if you have to do it down the road, you're not gonna get it.
So, and the language is, most of our general fund goes to public health and safety, which is currently fire and police.
Most of our
We have
property
lost
taxes.
22.69% of our purchasing power.
Yep.
What we are requesting is to restore us to the purchasing power, so that basically we can provide the same thing as what we had 20 years ago. The advantage is, we're asking to be able to do a little better with that. The plan is to be able to provide a better level of service. What's scary about it, folks, is that none of these go through, we only have one answer.
Fire people.
No.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
It is through staff. Well, we have two answers, because one of them is allocate resort taxes to help pay for staff.
Right.
And then the other one is decrease the services that we are providing.
Yep,
Okay, so,
no flushing
And
toilets.
the good news is that'll be really easy to do, because as soon as you say you're decreasing services and half the staff decides they're quitting because they don't want to play a losing game.
yeah, no, I think we really need to push these things through. One of them has to happen. I mean, and it's been kind of like that for the last, 7, 8 years.
We're addressing it.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's have that resolution, to Chelsea's point, let's get that ready to go. So it's past council, we're done with it, and ready to go on the ballot. We'll have it up for discussion at the next council meeting. We can update the resolution that Danae, and the chief wrote,
And
to
then
whatever
those
mill.
whereases that are
Yeah.
right there at the end of the
Yeah,
minute.
so whatever those, whatever that mill amount is, put in there.
Request from mayor,
Yeah.
can you make sure that Alistair is at that meeting to get that in the paper so we can start getting that good, sweet advertising?
I can do that. He comes to them all remotely, even if he doesn't.
Yeah, just an emphasis would be, I think, beneficial. Again, we're talking about how we want to get these passed, and number one
And,
thing is
and I think, like I
educating.
said, I'm rebuilding this, I'm adding to the budget presentation, I'm adding the current budget stuff, so like, here's where the services come from,
Okay.
here's what it costs, and here's where they come from.
Yep.
I think that's part of that conversation.
And I think a good way to sell this too, just a thought, is there's been a lot of discussion about that city administrator, city planner position. How, is this a way to get that allocated? Because I think that's gonna be what moves the needle. That conversation right there is gonna be what moves the needle for this conversation.
Now, let me ask you a question, I'm gonna have that position hired before then.
Well, I'm just saying, this is what makes it possible, right? Is that true or
It's what
not?
it's what makes it possible without losing services someplace else.
Perfect, that's how you say it then, because otherwise, that might be the service that you lose. So again, if you wanna talk about how to sell this, that's how you sell it. What do people actually want?
And to Jody's point on time, by the way, so the resolution on fire, I switch gears, blink.
Yep. So we just, yeah, go ahead.
We can do one, neither of the other two have done one. So the city of Bridger so I reached out to both of them to get theirs. The cities of Bridger has not done one at all yet, but the difference is they are on the sidelines and the fire district is getting the petition rather than the city doing it.
Right, that's what, because I thought we had to have one because it was the city that was starting the process. So the council has to basically approve that petition.
We don't have one, but I think we ought to.
Yeah. So, and we had one written, correct?
We
Or-
had one written as if we were a class 2 city that didn't work, and so working with Tom, I'll see if we can get the supportive one in there.
Okay.
the next one.
So we have to save time. Okay, so please get that for our next meeting. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
Any public comments? Any
Go
public
to
comments
that
online?
screen. There is online, public comments online. Mr. Wise? Okay, I'm not, oh,
Negative. Negative.
Okay. Okay. All right. We will adjourn the meeting because I have to go to work. Patty's not there.